She's here. I'm so excited to be doing 2 looks. Oh, it was upside down. I'm so excited to be doing 2 looks with the new Nomad Cosmetics Ghost Town USA palette. Hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I am gonna create 2 looks with the new Nomad palette. I'm going to show you close-ups, swatches, and give you 2 different looks that you can create with the palette. I always put timestamps down below in the description box if you wanna skip around. I'm also going to link this palette down below because it is currently available, and I'm going to link everything else that's on my face in both looks. And if you enjoy this video while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So I did receive this in PR from the brand. I did receive it a little later than launch, so that's why this is going up a little bit later, but it did launch on Tuesday, August 29th at 12:01 a.m. Eastern time, so it is currently available as far as I know at the moment you are watching this. I don't personally have a code with the brand, but there are affiliate codes out there if you want to save some money. This does retail for $49. It has 9 Cool as Sterling mattes and 9 Glitz as Gold new soft to touch shimmers. This palette is vegan, the brand is cruelty-free, and it's described as Gold and Grit collection of 18 shades featuring cool tone mattes in gritty greens, broken down browns, and dusty blues, paired with precious metal shimmers in copper, garnet, bronze, and silver. So, I always love unboxing a Nomad palette because it's always a whole experience. They always include a postcard. So this collection's postcard says Ghost Town USA, and it actually has a scratch off thing that you can win money. And then on the back, it has all the information about the palette, a note from the owners, just describes kind of what I read to you already. And then there's always a cause that they donate proceeds from the collection to. And for this one, it is the Birds of Prey at the Peregrine Fund, I might be saying that wrong, that protects the habitats of raptors like the condors, vultures, eagles, and hawks of America's Wild West. This is a destination-based indie brand. So this is what they're saying about this destination. In barren terrain, down dusty gravel roads, rest deteriorating mining towns of America's Wild West. Once bustling settlements full of strike-it-rich fever, they are now in arrested decay 100 years after fortune and residents vanished. From Calico, California to Garnett, Montana, these ghost towns are full of unexpected sounds, unexplained sightings, and unimaginable tales that suggest perhaps they aren't as abandoned as they seem. Very cool, spooky theme. This is, I'm guessing, their like Halloween launch. And this packaging, when I first saw it, it reminds me obviously so much of the Haunted Europe palette, which is my favorite Nomad palette, which has been discontinued. So I love that they're bringing this back in a new palette, still with the spooky theme. But the color story of this is very different than the Haunted Europe palette, in my opinion. Now, they're both leaning neutral, but I think this is really beautiful. You've got 2 rows of more like true neutral tones. You've got some more blues, and then you've got some more greens, but definitely cool tone leaning, both of those. Really beautiful. I love that you've got an even matte to shimmer ratio. I love the embossings on the pans, and I was so excited to receive this in PR. If I didn't receive it in PR, I absolutely would have bought it myself because I love the brand. I love their quality of shadows. I love their theming. I just love them. And so I love how it's got this lenticular cover, like I said, like Haunted Europe, which gets me in the feels. And then the actual unit carton as well is really, really cool. Love the artwork on everything. So let me know your thoughts while I'm going through all of this. Did you pick up the palette? What are your thoughts on the palette? Do you love it? Do you not love it? Are you skipping on it? Did you buy it? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments. Please let me know. All right, you are looking at look number 1. So I'm going to show you how I got this look first, and then I will go on to look number 2. And at the end, I will give you some initial thoughts. I'm not giving you a review because I've only used it twice at this point, but I will continue to test the palette and I will put it in a palette ranking in the future. But right off the bat, if this is the good Nomad quality that I love, I know I'm really going to enjoy it because like I said, I really enjoy this color story. I am a neutral lover. I prefer warm tones to cool tones, you know, so I still can appreciate cool tones. And I really, really love how we've got a lot of neutrals in here, but also some more muted pops of color. Absolutely love it. So, okay, enough talking. I'm gonna let you watch look number 1 now. All right, I'm so excited to create my first look with the new Nomad palette. I love it. I Absolutely love it already. You know me, you know I want to play with this side of the palette. So that's what I'm gonna do today. My second look, I'll have a little bit more deep and smoky, but I want to use the more neutral side of the palette today. I have already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I'm first gonna go in with the shade Undead Sheriff right here and just place this through my crease. I'm next gonna go in with the shade Bandit Queen right here and just place this a little bit lower in my crease. And then I'm gonna go in with Deadwood right here in the outer corner. So those three mats were really easy to use. They built on top of each other beautifully. They were blendable. No complaints on those mats. They worked great. Now I'm gonna go in with the NYX Glitter Primer all over the lid. I think I wanna go in with the shade Rhyolite Nevada right here. Nevada. I'm just gonna apply that with my finger. Super pretty, more like a toppery shade. Very, very pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Arrested Decay over here, like the deepest, darkest cool tone brown. And I'm gonna use it as liner. So I have this tiny little angled brush from BK Beauty. It's the BK 208. And I am going to just use this as a liner. All right, as you can see, I went off camera and I did the rest of my makeup. I will put everything down in the description box below that I used on my face. But let's finish up the lower lash line. I'm pretty much gonna repeat the same mats that I used onto my lower lash line. I'm gonna go into the shade that I used as liner, which is Arrested Decay down here, and just push this up against my lower lash line. Next, I'm gonna mix Deadwood and Bandit Queen, those two, and just smudge that out. And then I'm gonna take that first matte shade, which is Undead Sheriff, with a really fluffy brush and just blend that out. I think I can use that same shimmer that I used on my lid here as my inner corner shade. Let's give it a shot. I'm just gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna spray it. Let's just see what it looks like on its own without spraying. That works. It's not as bright as I usually would go, but it still works. I'm gonna put the Patrick Ta gel liner in the shade Cream in my waterline. And then I'm just gonna pop on some lower lash mascara and I will be right back to show you the final look. All right, and this is finished look number 1. What do you think? I love it. I love when I can create a soft, pretty, neutral look with a palette. And that is exactly what I did today. I mean, this is a look that is a go-to for me, that I feel very much myself in, that is just really easy to do. I don't know, I love it. The mattes that I used were really good Nomad quality. I really don't have anything to say about them. They're the usual good Nomad quality that I know and love. And then this shimmer on the lid is definitely more of a, when I say topper, I don't mean dry topper, like they've done drier toppers in the past. They're like smooth, like it didn't have a super strong base color, but it has that sparkle without being chunky, without falling or anything like that. Very, very pretty, very twinkly. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, okay, so now I'm gonna send you off to look number 2. Okay, so we are gonna go on to look number 2, but before we do, I wanna scratch off my postcard to see if I won $100. Unfortunately not, but it does say get 15% off your next order with code GHOSTTOWN15. I don't know if I'm supposed to share that, but there you go. Okay, so today I wanna play with more of this side of the palette. I have already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I wanna say something really quick. After I did my first look, I did end up doing swatches, and the one shimmer that I used here in the last look is much harder pressed than all the rest of them, and it is more of a toppery shade where it has a sheer base, but the rest of these shimmers actually are pretty opaque, very sparkly, again, still smooth, but they're not as hard pressed in the pan. So I don't know if that's just on accident or if that's how it was meant to be, but I didn't want to speak for every shimmer in the palette when I used that one. That one feels a little different. So of course I'm going to use some more on my eyes today. We'll find out. But I'm going to use this Blend Bunny Cosmetics brush from their latest collection. I'm gonna go into the shade Skinner's Saloon, this like cool toned blue. And I'm just gonna kind of press this through my crease. Yeah, that's super pigmented. Look at that. I'm gonna take a little blending brush from What's Up Beauty. I'm gonna go into the shade Ghost Town up here, this really pretty like sage light green, and I'm gonna blend the edges of that out. I'm gonna take a Real Techniques brush. I'm gonna go into the shade Calamity Jane, this like deeper blue, and I'm just gonna put this in the outer corner. For cool toned blues, those really were really easy to blend, really easy to work with. They're ultra pigmented, really, really nice. You know what, I'm going for it. I'm gonna deepen it up even more with Dead Man's Hand right here, just in the outer corner, keeping it pretty low. Those look really, really, really good. I'm gonna put on the NYX glitter primer all over my lid. This shade Smoky Quartz looks so beautiful. It's like a grayish color with a whole bunch of different reflect in it, like green reflect, pink reflect. I think I'm gonna give this one a shot. So let's pop this on the lid. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I went off camera and I just added some black liquid liner with a wing, and I have a little bit of an idea. I'm hoping this is gonna work out. I have one of the Unearthly Immortal liquid eyeliners. This one is in the shade Taboo. It's a really pretty blue. I kind of want to do a couple little accents, but this brush is a little thicker than I want for what I want to do. So I just have this tiny little brush from Unearthly. This is the UC8-11. And I'm gonna pick up some of the liner onto this brush, and I wanna draw right under the wing. Let's see if this works. Did that do anything? I'm not sure. And then I wanna draw something just like right here. Oh, I'm scared. I kind of wish I had picked something that was a little more contrasting, because it doesn't really look that different. I'm gonna do it on the other side. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I ended up doing is I actually ended up taking the shade Quicksilver right here, picking it up on that tiny brush, spraying it, and going over the line with that instead. And I think it helped a little bit. I definitely, if I could do it again, I would do something a lot more contrasting so it looks like it's on purpose and it stands out a little more. This eye came out terrible, but we're gonna just move on from that. And okay, I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna put on the rest of my makeup. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna finish up the lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with Dead Man's Hand on a flat definer brush and just push this up against my lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with an Unearthly UC8-4. I'm gonna go into the shade Skinner's Saloon and just blend that out. I'm gonna take a really small fluffy brush. I'm gonna go into Ghost Town and just blend that out. I'm gonna take a really small pencil brush. I'm gonna go into that shimmer shade Quicksilver. I'm gonna spray it, and I'm gonna put it on my lower lash line towards the inner part of my eye. Okay, and so this is finished look number 2. What do you think? It went from 0 to 60 real fast. Is that the right? No, 0 to, is that the right way to say it? Anyway, this escalated quickly is what I'm trying to say, but it's very dramatic and very fun. It's a little out of my comfort zone being cool tone blues, but I think it is really, really cool, really pretty. And I had fun creating this look. Sometimes it's fun to just play around, even if I did screw up a couple of the elements, it's still fun to play around. So let me give you my initial thoughts on the palette. This is not a review like I've already said. This is just me playing with the palette. I think that the quality of the shadows is good. The mattes are the same, good, pigmented, blendable, really good matte quality from Nomad. I only used 2 shimmers in this palette, so I can't really speak too much on the shimmers apart from the ones, actually technically I used 3 shimmers. Like I already told you, the first one I used in look 1 is definitely more of a translucent base, very hard pressed in the pan, a little more of a topper shade. It looked really pretty on the eyes. Smoky Quartz is a very smooth metallic that has glitter particles of different colors in there, which I thought was really pretty. And Quicksilver definitely is a little more textured, a little more of a like a chunkier metallic, but I don't think in a bad way. It gave a really pretty shine on my lower lash line, and I think all over the lid it would be so pretty. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna continue using this palette. I will put it in a palette ranking video in the future after I have my full thoughts. But so far, I'm really excited to have this in my collection. I love the brand. I really love all the work that they do. And this is gonna be perfect if you are a cool tone lover. But now I wanna hear from you in the comments. What are your thoughts on the palette? Do you love it? Do you not love it? Did you pick it up? Did you skip on it? I would really love to know in the comments. And thank you so much to Nomad once again for sending this my way. I really appreciate it. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.